Hey guys, that's cool. I went to split mode so I could preview what was going on, and then I went to standard view and it just threw us in. So I guess we're in. Hello.
Hi.
Hopefully we're audible. I'm gonna check my sound settings. Good, that looks about right. Hello, everybody.
Can you get rid of that thing?
Well, no,
Why?
those are my notes. I can do this, I guess.
Nano says echo.
Echo.
Go Lux. Aw, thanks, nobody.
Oh.
Basically, I'm touched.
I think I know what that's all about. How about now? Still an echo? I think we had the webcam was sending audio.
Oh, was it? Yeah, you don't
There's
want
there's a lot of streaming settings that have like reverted or done weird default things as a result of I changed out the CPU and the motherboard and all that stuff. Still an echo? Really? That's interesting. Okay. Let's see.
Sounds Fayin?
Sounds fine.
Fine. I
Don't hear an echo.
Maybe it's gone now?
Maybe. Do you have you don't have this open in 2 tabs, do you? Because that could totally do it too.
Yeah,
if there's like
do you
one
have
that's
2 tabs. Yeah, wait, maybe I'm dumb.
the worst part is when you do
Happens to us all.
yeah, live streaming and live like previews, YouTube premieres. I've noticed that if I refresh the page, it just randomly is a second or ahead or behind, and it like does.
Yeah, it's close, but like not quite.
Yeah. But hello, everyone who's with us live and everyone who's watching this later to our May 2020 Patreon Hangout.
So I'm just laughing at Final Biscuit.
Yeah.
The problem is you were listening to it with both of your ears.
They're miles apart. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well, all things considered. Strange times we're living in right now.
Gosh.
But we're pushing through it. Didn't close the Patreon. Oh yeah, the Patreon page does have the video too. Yep.
You were close now.
That totally does it. But yeah, welcome. It's been an interesting month. I feel like April was the really difficult month. Like everyone was kind of getting accustomed to
everything was
being
changing
indoors.
so much. You had no idea at all really what was going on. It's
Yeah.
like settled more with May.
Yeah.
But
Including for like video content stuff. All of a sudden it was like, all right, Jeff got his one weekend in and he's gone. And at this point, it's basically the 3 of us and like
yeah.
maybe CJ and Felice will come over once every 2 or 3
we've
weeks.
seen CJ and Felice every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think they're actually due to hang out to come and record. Not even hang out; they basically record.
They come by, record like 5 hours of Resident Evil,
and then
you stay up
then
till
they're
like
outta
2
there.
a.m. recording.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's been interesting the dynamic shift. There's a couple things. I mean, I guess we'll get into some of these when we get there. But there's been some things where like the timing was like so specifically like why? Damn it! And there's a few things that we're not going to talk about this time, but we probably will next time actually. That have changed somewhat. There's been some like planning changes. There's some of that in there, but we'll talk about it afterwards. But
Sure.
we'll talk with you guys about it. Definitely, I think the next time we're in, we'll be able to talk about it. But yeah, I'm going to jump right into schedule stuff just because we can do that, and then we can get to more like relaxed discussions. But I guess Ring Fit Adventure first. That's been the whole thing during isolation has been so strange.
If only we could, nobody. If
out of a
only
cannon.
we could.
3,000 miles to the west, and then she'd have another like 300 miles to go. But yeah, yeah.
He's never not going to have secrets, Expert. Nice try, though.
It's been so weird doing Ring Fit Adventure and having like my weight has been increasingly stable, but within this same.
I'm telling you, it was
4 pound
the
radius.
diet thing.
It
helps.
Keto helped, but also like I walked about an hour, if not longer, literally every day.
That's fair.
So like that was not really. I could always have done it, but boy, is it a pain in the ass right now.
I've just found that, like, for me specifically, like, if I am eating bread and, like, my body's just like, I don't know about this weight loss thing.
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm not eating bread, it's like, oh, okay, that's what you want to do. All right, sure. Doesn't really matter how much I'm really exercising unless it's, like, a run directly before the bread.
Well, I mean...
it's the only way it works.
Honestly, the way I see it right now is...
Bread is fucking delicious. It's a fact.
This
is part of the problem.
During this quarantine, if you can stay at least vaguely stable weight-wise, I feel like that is
that's a win.
Huge win and a huge leg up. Because that's the problem, right? Is everybody's stuck at home. Everybody to an extent is a bored eater. I think that there's varying degrees of it, but I feel like there's a point where everybody eventually reaches for a snack and then realizes partway through they're like, I'm not even hungry. I think I'm just bored. I think I just want something to do, and this is something that my brain will occupy itself for a minute or two.
It's also like you're trying to go to the grocery store less, and like Alex was pointing out, some shit's just not easy to find at the grocery store. I had like a really hard time finding salad greens for like the first month. It was very strange.
Mm-hmm. It's such an odd one. It's such an odd one to disappear.
Greens. It was very weird.
Because it expires.
Oh, your cookies and your cereal.
It expires so quickly.
50 pounds is concerning, James Games.
James is a tiny boy.
I have questions.
But like I literally about 50% of days I will wander downstairs, go into the kitchen, root through stuff, grab nothing because I know that I'm just doing it because I want to step away from the computer for a minute, and then like come back upstairs. Once in a while I'll spoon out a thing of peanut butter, or I'll grab a little yogurt or something just because I'm like, I can justify this.
Generally, I go and I refill my glass of water and
I'll do that,
drink it. And
I'll do that sometimes too.
Right? Like it's
But man, oh my God, it's like difficult.
Yeah, exactly, Final Biscuit.
Nice. But yeah, no, it's been difficult, and like I don't love that my weight loss has completely like flatlined for the last.
It's true. If you look at the graph, it's like, oh wait, my hands off again.
Yeah, it just vibrates in place. It's been between 246 and 249, literally for I guess 245 and 249 for the last I think like 12 weeks.
Month, right? Yeah.
It's been basically the entire time. I think the week after I was at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got into, I was like 247 or something, and I dropped, or I was like 248, and then it was like 246, and then it was like 244 something, and then it jumped back up, and then it kind of, and it's just doing this, and it's like, all right, fine, I'll if I can keep that.
Ooh, Heather updated again. She's on your tail again.
Oh damn, we had, I think I've talked about this.
Dude,
so
it was a competition thing.
Yeah,
right?
weight loss competition, and Heather was kicking all of our asses for a while, and then I got ahead of her, but I think now we're, and then I flatlined, and I think she started picking it back up again.
Just the edge, but it's close.
If I can't make any real headway before next month, then I think she'll get ahead of me. Yeah. Technically, she'll probably just be ahead of me by just like, it could be by next week. I don't know. It really depends how the weekend goes. But yeah, so Ring Fit has been interesting. The exercise have gotten harder, and Jesus Christ, it's already gotten so hot outside that like by the end of it, I am just a wet towel of a person. So actually, that's what I really should do is I should have some kind of like I should grab a hand towel or something and just use that. We have those, yeah.
Hand towel, okay.
Because there are definitely times where I'm like so sweaty and wet, and I was like, oh hey, maybe drying off would be good.
So sweaty and wet. Yeah.
Well, that was the thing, right? They started the competition, and I even said like, I feel like it's not. I feel like I shouldn't jump in yet because I was really at the top of like a peak that I hadn't really. And I was like, it's gonna feel like cheating. Some of the heaviest I've been.
That was basically what both of them were saying too.
That
was why they wanted to do it. They were like, we're both like basically the heaviest we've been, and we wanted to. Yeah. Maybe that wasn't. They wanted to lose it for the wedding. I think was more what it was.
They're having a wedding party. I think because they're.
I don't think it was super concerned about who won or not.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. It's not about winning. Beyond some people respond better to a competitive environment than others, but
I'm still laughing at John being all like, "Yeah, I'm totally gonna do this."
John was in it for the competition and then
like,
did not.
He has never
update.
put in a weight.
No,
never. He like put in his starting. No, that's the lie. I put in his starting weight because he used the scale here.
Oh, that's
so
it
updated to my phone and I put it in for him.
Well, if he joins the chat tonight, then maybe we can go like, "Hey, step on a scale and update it." But yeah, so weight loss.
True fact, Alex Britt.
Yeah. I feel like the weight loss will get easier as it gets hotter, if only because you sweat that water weight off real hard.
You also get not hungry, right?
Yeah.
Because your body reacts to the heat a lot of the time by being like, man, I don't know about that much food.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. Totally. But yes, that's Ring Fit Adventure. Moving on to the next one. Ripen Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love. We have officially entered. It's not really post game, but we've gotten our first ending, and we're looping back to get further ones. Yeah. Should have delayed to say not actually. Yeah. Oh God.
That's funny.
So we have run into. I'm gonna warn people already that Monday's video, I think it's going to be from Monday, part 63 is an episode that's entirely about trying to woo the first. So there's 4 girls
yes,
and then the princess.
Lady wooing.
Yeah. So we're dealing with the first one.
Yeah.
It's kind of post game.
It's okay. Yes, Final Biscuit. Yes.
It's
he has trouble admitting it. It's okay. Yep. It's fine. It's post game.
It's one of those things where it kind of depends what you consider post game, though, because it's not that there's content that has opened up because you beat the game. No, because the comparison is like for Battle Network.
I'm teasing.
For those games, there's literally segments that aren't available until you've beaten the game.
Yes, you
once.
have to beat the boss and come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one, you could do this the only thing you get is a little. It's one of those like fuses that is a light, I guess. It's for like old timey radios, and someone plugs it in and it gives you a sound test. Other than that, there's no difference for post game. But
I've heard good things about Beat Saber. I should really pick it up on the PlayStation because I've got the PlayStation VR and the PlayStation wands
great.
And stuff. And like
Beat Saber's a real good.
One
time.
of my buddies has been doing Beat Saber and stuff, and he was like, "It's good." One of those girls doesn't count because she's 8.
It's kind of they frame it very weird because it's like, oh, Love Push is for romantically pursuing all of these women, except one of
them's an 8-year-old.
is definitely
like
young, and also I think the first person you use it on is a little girl, and the idea is it's not. I think
You're not
the idea.
helping, baby.
Oh, I know. Trust me. We were like, well, this is fucking weird in the episode where it came
Love
up.
pushed a dog.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think the idea is that it's less
questions.
Is that it's not meant to be romance, but rather affection, I guess. And the idea is that if
Probably
someone
got
has
translated funny, honestly.
If someone has a lot of affection for you, then it extends from there, I guess. But yeah, Love Push as a phrase is pretty bad too.
It's in general that just does not translate well.
Yeah. Exactly. It could be literally translated.
A literal translate when it was
and
something like like friendship causer or like I don't even know.
It's probably and it's also like because a big piece of the game is that Tingle is not warranted in his like feelings of like I'm awesome, everybody loves me.
I did. Yeah,
so
that's
you're
also
pushing
not
your
bad.
affection.
Charisma check sort of thing.
Yeah. But I think it might just be a matter of like just the connotation of whatever word it was in Japanese is different.
Pheromones. Uh-oh.
I feel like pheromones was a conscious choice to try to like because pherapons doesn't really like
it
doesn't really do anything. I think pawn means something in Japan because like panel de pawn is like a whole thing, but I don't know what the pawn actually means. I don't know. I'm sure if Roundhouse Kick was here, he could tell me immediately with all of his Puyo Puyo knowledge and all of that, because that's all. Actually, no, Panel de Pawn's not that. Panel de Pawn's different from that. I don't know what my deal is. Whatever.
Panel
anyway, but yeah, Tingle's Balloon Trip is going all right. I think our second ending is going to come a lot faster than we expected it to. I mean. Well, I thought there was going to be a lot more stuff going on, and I'm going to eat my words when it does inevitably get more complicated. But I think the third ending, or our third trip through the ending, I don't know if there actually are 3 endings. I think there's at least 2. But our third trip through the ending is going to revolve around getting all of the like secrets that are in the game. And they do at least mark off when that's there. So, yeah, 5 Hearts with a Princess could get difficult. I'm glad we now have a dungeon thing that we can get 5,000 rupees with. I think that's going to make our lives easier. So that'll be good. Let's see. Marvel vs. Capcom. We finished Marvel vs. Capcom this week. And I am proud of myself. I legitimately beat Onslaught, who was a big pain in the ass. It only took 2 hours of continuous play to make it happen. I did get better over time though. Like I did learn some tricks. I did learn some things. And it was kind of cool to actually like get at least vaguely decent at a traditional fighting game, because that's not my bread and butter. And we have some things coming over the next...
It makes you feel better, Final Biscuit. Jeff came by and had done it on a different console before and was like, this one's terrible in comparison. I think he didn't he try it and say it was bad?
I mean, the controllers suck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, it's different than playing it on the.
Yeah, playing it in the arcades with a giant stick is obviously a lot better than using. Because Ben, then when we did our roll episode, Ben used the one with the stiff D-pad, and he was like, "Holy shit, we did that for like 10 minutes, and my thumbs hurt." And it's like, yeah, there's a reason that I put a Band-Aid on before starting for the big long session. But yeah, I think. And Jeff was gonna come in and do some Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, and we just didn't have time. So the next couple weeks are going to be interesting. It's going to be a little bit slower, but by the time we come back to our next hangout, I think we should be back to a regular scheduled Mega Man. We're going to slow it down a little bit, but we do have other stuff to take its place. Not one of those things is Pokemon Sword. We have like 2 more episodes of Pokemon Sword in the bag right now. We didn't get as much of that as we were really hoping for, but we got some. It should hold us over for a little bit. This chapter is shockingly short. The point between the 4th and 5th gyms is like stunningly short in that game. Yeah, we pretty much just stopped after we beat Opal. But yeah, I am looking forward to being able to get Ben and Jeff on that again more steadily, but I think I don't know. I'm sure this like staggered playing of it is not helping things, but General's Jim after the opening lead up. Okay, don't know what that was.
Cats.
I mean,
That's
think
my bet.
That's the bummer.
Cats.
Yeah, more often than not. The bummer is like I can't speak for them. I can't speak for Ben and Jeff. There was a part of me when they were starting the game that was like, ooh, the wild area. I could mess around with in there for a while. And then I picked up Shield. I spent 15 minutes in the wild area, and I was like, I am already bored.
So bored?
I'm already bored.
Not a good sign.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't really love the idea of just wandering around. Because the problem is, something that I love about most Pokemon games is that you go into all of these other areas, and there's different Pokemon in different areas. And this game has that too. The wild areas just feel like, well, people like Pokemon Go, right? So let's just throw just random shit. Just random shit. All the random shit. Just put it all in there. Just random everywhere. Way too high level stuff you literally can't even catch. Stuff that's harder because of this. And it was just like, it didn't interest me. It didn't really feel gripping. And it's a bummer because compared to 10 years ago, I had a Pokemon Black cartridge that I was trying to make a living dex with, and I was not bored by that. And that was literally me catching and breeding hundreds of Pokemon, and it didn't bother me like at all. But now for this, maybe it's my taste have changed, or maybe it just is legitimately not as good. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm definitely not going to do Let's Go Pikachu only because John's doing Let's Go Pikachu, and I gotta, I think he's still having trouble getting together. Well, not having trouble, but like I don't think he can realistically get together with David Anthony right now. I think they live in the same building, but out in his area, they are much stricter about like stuff. So I don't know if he's going to get to it before he makes it out here. So I don't know. We'll see. Also, I think David Anthony have been pretty busy with a bunch of stuff, and actually John too. So you'll see there. But Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog is kicked into full gear. We had 3 episodes where our Hopodge just stopped working correctly while recording stuff. When I tried to record in interlaced mode, it just didn't know how to receive the video. And when I did it in progressive scan, it cut off the bottom like 10% of the video, which was something that I noticed while doing the first episode of it, but there was nothing I could do. The video was already recorded. And then episodes 4 through 7, I forgot that I'd left it on interlaced mode, so everything looks a little fuzzy and has like this ghosting effect, which does not make Mad Matrix any better than the horrible, horrible situation it is. Oh, geez. It's Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Jeff!
And yeah, no, I am of the opinion that all of our padlocks count. We stated that they would count when we started them, and I'm not retroactively discounting those. The only one that doesn't count is Fire Red and Leaf Green, and that's because we did them entirely independently. Like I did 75 episodes of Fire Red before we started Leaf Green, like 4 years later. So, I know there's another computer level, yeah. Mad Matrix with the bombs, I remember being a lot worse, though, of the two. You don't think the only ones were John Wick should count? No, I don't, actually. I do think that Insurgents should count, which at this point I've long since won. And I think... is that the only one that I've won? I thought I won another one. There was... So, Fire and Leaf Green didn't count. X and Y, which John won. Insurgents, which I won. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which John won literally at the last possible moment. Like, that was a tiebreaker round victory. And then there was Sun and Moon, which John won. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're on 5. So I think it's 3-1 right now. I think it's 3-1. I think John's got a solid lead. And now we're in Pikachu and Eevee, which I have a good lead. I think I'm up by 2. I think, or is it? No, that can't be right because we've done 5 gyms, and John's on his way to Sabrina, I think. So it's either 3-2 or it's not 4-1. It's got to be 3-2 right now. But the good news is, like, one of the weaknesses with the padlock formula is that winning the first face-off gives you a huge advantage for the entire rest of the run, because. Or rather, like, that one, or being ahead when you've done an odd number of gyms. The reason being, if you win the first round, then you have to go. Then you have to go first on the next one, and you're at a disadvantage, and maybe you lose the next one. But then you go second, you have all the advantage to come back and go 2-1, and then that repeats the process over and over again until you're the one going first. You're the one going second through the Elite Four. You can plan for everything, and then you win that. So, like, winning the first face-off, more often than not, is going to be a massive advantage. Yeah, I mean, that makes a huge difference, too. I don't think... Oh, no. It's 3-2 gym-wise. The padlocks are 3-1. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, if he watched the ones that I did, then I think he'd have a better chance with some of these battles, especially in Pikachu and Eevee, where there's so many weirder moves going on. Like, I make a point of checking as best I can more often than not.
That John's dumb. Like,
I mean, I usually try to make sure that I watch John's episodes at least. I mean, I have to edit them.
Yeah.
But like, if he records those and then he wants to get together to, like, do a remote battle, I do a quick scan through of his videos just because I'm like, all right, this would be the same as me being there present for it or editing them, so I may as well watch them. But yeah, I try not to push it too hard when I get to new areas. If there's like a route nearby, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna catch a Pokemon, but I'm not gonna fuck around with any of the stuff that's over here. Oh, I really like Alolan Marowak too. That's unfortunate.
Wow, that was very controlled.
Yeah, right. Usually she's like leap bound. But yeah, Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow's going well. We've recorded through the first of 10 routes.
It's amazing.
We have 9 more to
Final
go.
Biscuit.
Yeah, a few like the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire one still stings because it was literally a coin toss. We had both been 4 wins in face-offs. We were both down to our last Pokemon. We were both down to the last hit for both of those Pokemon, and we found out after the fact that our last Pokemon were speed tied.
Same speed, yeah.
Which means literally when it comes time to decide who goes first, it flips a coin. And whoever wins goes first. And so John won the coin toss and won the whole thing. But he won it. I can't discount that he won it. So it is 3-1.
As irritating as it may be.
Right, yeah. Like, if you want to get ultra pedantic, it feels like 2 wins for John, 1 win for me, and 1 tie-ish, but it's 3-1. It's 3-1. Plan for Shadow. As far as paths go, I'm going to let whoever else is with me decide, with the exception that I'm making sure that we don't run through the same endings ever. If we suddenly find ourselves in a spot where someone says, oh, let's do the hero route, but all the hero route options going ahead for that are taken, then I'm not going to do it. Like, we're gonna go 10 for 10 on different endings, different like final boss and endings each time for those, because I don't want to do more than 10, and then we'll have our final thing. End of Sun and Moon was really rough for both people, though. I think, yeah, for me, that was just, I lost everybody except for Slowbro, whose name was Duh? No, that was, I think John had a Slowbro named Duh. What was mine? Was it Welp? Did he have one called Duh? Am I crazy?
Super crazy. The Rise of Biff. Welp.
Let's see if we're going to work for the whole thing. Well, I've played this game before, and I know how those ones work, and I know that there are a few spots where you don't have 3 options, or they can be misleading. So once we get another like 1 or 2 endings in, I'm gonna actually have like a printed out or drawn up like chart, so that it's Duh was mine, or wasn't it? His might have been Duh. Okay. But I'm going to have a chart because there are a couple pitfalls that you can miss if you're not ready for them. So I will make sure that like once we get to a point where we can't get from a certain stage to any new endings, that we just don't go to that stage anymore. Oh yeah, Welp was the name of the finale because they were my only survivor. Well, yes, they go top to bottom Dark Normal Hero, but I believe there are some stages where you don't have all 3 options. And so you're forced to go in some directions you may not be expecting unless you know ahead of time which paths those go through. Also, there are some stages where neutral and dark or neutral and hero are the same. Like, you go to the same next stage, but I think those depend on what level you're in. Like, if you're right up against the edge, then they basically go to the same place. Oh, Disappointo. I will try to get to all the stages. It's not really like a make or break situation, but we're gonna do all 10 of the endings because we have to.
I judge you.
But was that?
Should I judge you on that one?
What, the stages?
It's just so crazy.
Or the 10 endings? It's the only way to get to the final ending.
I know, but it's just
really
so,
dumb.
I guess it's not your fault so much.
It's really dumb, and it has no real justification in the game. Like, it's just for the sake of making you see what all the endings are. And none of the endings are canon because the final story just kind of overrides all of it. It's fucking dumb. It's really dumb. No stage has 2 missions that lead to the same level. I'm pretty sure that stage 2, if you choose the hero path, the hero and neutral ones the hero and neutral both go to the same next stage because there is no like 5th one down. But so let's see. Kirby. Hey, we got back to Kirby. We played a shit ton of Kirby. Return to Dreamland. We played a lot of Return to Dreamland. We have more or less beaten it, and that was kind of the big focus because we were like...
No, I know, it's insane, Golux.
We don't know where 326, I think, are the paths that are in there. And I don't think you get anything for doing it. I don't think the game actually rewards you with literally anything. The Return to Dreamland series is a 4-player game, and we started with the 2 of us and Ben and Jeff, so we're like, we got Jeff, let's do a lot of this. And we just sat and plowed through a ton of it. And yeah, we have weeks of Kirby pre-recorded now.
Yes,
and we'll be doing all of that. And
so much curb. We curbed so hard.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. But yeah, we got to the end of that. We do have a tiny bit left, but I think we have enough that we can make it to the next time that Jeff's around. But we can finally... That was the big one for me that bummed me out. Was like... Actually, I guess Marvel vs. Capcom also, because I know Jeff is big on MVC in general, and it was a bummer not to have him around when we were doing the main thing for that. But also, for Kirby... it was a 4-player game, so it immediately just stopped as soon as we ran out of episodes. That was it. But once we clear that, the next 4-player experience... Well, the next 4-player game is Star Allies. I think they didn't do another 4-player game, really, until Star Allies. They have 4-player modes, and that's a different story. But Return to Dreamland was a 4-player game, and we needed to get as much of that as possible done as we could. Yeah, we had to compromise. Yeah,
I'm laughing at Final Biscuit.
So
I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. There is a plan. There is a plan for the extra mode that's in there. We'll figure that out. Or I guess we don't have to figure it out. I have it figured out. It'll be. You will know when it becomes relevant. But we can finally get that going. The other reason I was bummed out was like we suddenly took a break for a month and a half, and Kirby was at the time on a pretty good roll. We were done with Epic Yarn.
Yeah, we were just kind of going through, having a good time.
We were feeling energized to actually like get moving again, and then it pumped the brakes. Which like Return to Dreamland, pretty laid back game. Most of the time, there were some spots where like anytime we go into the other dimension, it's panic time. But most of the rest of it...
Yeah, it was basically like, shit, Warp Star, run!
Yeah, most of the rest of it is fine to the point of, like, it's...
I mean, a standard Kirby game, right? You're there to have fun.
Yeah. Until you get one of the super Kirby powers, and then it's not fun for you guys because you don't really participate. And it's not fun for me because I just go...
when me and Ben compete to get all the stars. That's what we
fair.
did.
All right.
That's what we
and
did.
Then on my side,
it's... competed to see who could collect the money.
Yeah. Because then for me, it's like, well, stand in the middle of the screen and do an attack.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're being bored.
Okay.
Me and Ben were having fun.
Oh, man.
I assume Jeff was also having fun. He seemed to be.
We did figure out that you could spit stuff at the walls. One of the levels actually...
you have to at
one of them near the end, you actually have to in order to get there. We actually got one level further, I think, with Return to Dreamland before we took the break. But yeah, so that's moving. The list shrinks dramatically as we get to a point where the only stuff that's left after that is one full game. There's one full game, and we're into the end game of something that's super rare either way. We might have gotten it. I was trying to keep an eye because I noticed that the sword changed a lot.
Yeah, there were some different swords definitely at the end.
So there's one full-size game that's left. There's a handful of expanded versions of mini games that start with that next full game.
Oh, did we get a fish for a sword?
I don't think we got the fish.
I
don't think we ever got the fish. Oh, that's right. Rainbow Curse is there too. Yes, I was thinking Triple Deluxe, but I forgot that Rainbow Curse is in there. That comes after Triple Deluxe, so there's two full games. Star Allies got a fairly sizable update at one point. I think in its final update, I don't know if it got another one after that. They added basically a second story mode. So we will get to essentially do a second trip through Star Allies, which was a good time. And also, they don't get rid of your extra lives between sessions.
Nice. That was rough this last time.
It really fucked us at one point because all the stuff we recorded was two separate sessions, and you will know when we switch to the second session.
We go from having like 18 extra lives to back down to the four because they give you one for each person playing.
But yeah, so that's going to be a whole thing.
And it's a little rough in a couple of spots.
But yeah, Star Allies, the updates are mostly new characters, but they added a mode that's called Heroes in Another Dimension, or Heroes of Another Dimension.
All right.
Where it's basically like you go into another... the only things I know about it are it's not very long. It's shorter than the main game. Also, Kirby goes through doors that transform him into other helpers instead.
Interesting.
So that should be a different kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we have kind of 2.5 games and a handful of expanded stuff. I guess Super Kirby Clash is a larger scale, like spin-off kind of deal, but yeah, first player plays as the other characters. That'll be good. But yeah, so like we're at kind of the cusp of once we get into Triple Deluxe and then Rainbow Curse. Once we're through Rainbow Curse, it's all stuff we've done before or mini games that are coming from the games we're doing that got an expansion. So like it's gonna feel familiar as our like glide down into the end of this thing. So I don't know, be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't anticipating, like, it's weird. Like I don't know if Kirby will be done at the end of this year. I think it'll be close. I felt a lot more confident about it before we lost a month and a half. Like I was pretty confident that we were at least going to be coming down to the end of it as we got to the end of the year, but Kirby Battle Royale as well, yep. But yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit closer. It probably will just eke into the beginning of next year based on just the delays there, but we'll see how it goes. We'll do the best we can with it. So that's Kirby. Resident Evil, I think we're coming down to the end of Resident Evil 3. Actually, I'm almost positive we're coming down to the end of Resident Evil 3. So that's a whole thing. It's very short. We've played about 60%. Oh, do you have to go? Oh, it is time. All right. Sarah's got to go. She's got a work thing. But I will slide on up here once I know her feet are clear from the chair. Okay. The last thing I want to do is roll over her feet. There we go. I'll spin this way. But yeah, so Resident Evil 3 is coming down to the end. It's shorter than 2. We'll probably spend some time looking at Resistance. I don't know how long we'll look at that because it just seems like it's an online multiplayer mode. But at least try it out. We'll probably do like a long special to mess around with that. And then we're moving on to non-remakes. I think for the first time. Yeah. For the first time, we'll be playing a game. Actually, I guess that's not true. Every game has had at least some kind of remake at this point, whether it's just an upscaled port or whatever. But it won't be an HD. Actually, I guess it depends. We have 2 options for what's next. I think CJ is trying to decide between. Oh my God, my hair is everywhere. He's trying to decide between Code Veronica, which was the next game. Well, yeah, Resident Evil 7 came before we formally announced Let's Play Dead, so it's kind of, but yes. Oh my God, excuse me. Oh my God, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the choice right now that CJ has is between Code Veronica, which was the next game released after 3, I believe. Yeah, that's the one that got released after 3. Or doing Resident Evil 0 because it's the last piece of the like original cluster of stories. Like Code Veronica takes place after 3, and I think is meant to be kind of a like loose. It's connected to 3, but it's not as like directly involved. Whereas 0 is very tightly wound into like 1 and 2, 1 and 3. I don't know a lot of the details about that. I know it's connected with 1 because Rebecca is one of the main characters, and it deals with Bravo team arriving at Spencer Mansion. So I don't know which one he's going to do. It's up to CJ. It's his series. But I'm going to make sure that we have both of them available so that we can go from there. When Resident Evil 8 happens, I'm sure we'll jump on that right away. When Resident Evil 4 happens, we'll probably jump on that right away also. The hope is we'll be done with Code Veronica and 0, whichever order we do those in, by the time either of those things happen. Or if 8 is coming quickly, then I don't think CJ will have much of an issue of doing that in between those. CJ, I think, is planning on not doing a handful of the spin-offs and non-canon ones. He's just sticking with like kind of the main series and a few extras. So I don't know. I don't know that Survivor is on the list. But I would have to check with him to verify that. But yeah, 3 has been interesting. I like some of the directorial stuff that they do with 3 from a spectacle standpoint. They really blend the cutscenes and the gameplay together a lot better most of the time. There are times where they just do a cutscene and it's like, oh, this is a cutscene. But there are times where they blend seamlessly, and I love it. However, for the first, 60% of the game, it's just, oh, no, it's Nemesis. Oh, we're safe. Wait, shit, no, it's Nemesis. Oh, okay, you're safe now. Wait, no, never mind, there's no... it's just relentless, and it's not done in a way that is actually, gripping from a gameplay standpoint. It's kind of exhausting after a while, and you're just like, oh, well, here he is again. I guess we're just running through here. So I don't like it as much as I liked 2. I don't even know if I like it as much as I liked 1. So for me, I think right now it's Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 3. With 7 pretty much tied with 2. I'd have to really think about it. They also are just kind of different feeling games. So it's sort of tough there. So 2 and 7, 1, 3. And I'm sure that a bunch of the games are going to fall below 3. It's the worst, but that's not saying that it's terrible. It's just that it's the least great of the 4 that we've done so far. So that's Resident Evil. Oh no! In the Tiger Gamecom of Resident Evil 2 was my idea in the first place. Of oh man, we should do this because it's so fucking dumb. CJ was actually debating whether or not we should go back and do a real thing of that. So flipping the script on that. It was also, I think, an April Fool's Day episode, which made it even better, like originally. So yeah, Resident Evil 3. Let me get into Mega Man Star Force. We got some more episodes out of that. We'll have at least, I think, the next few weeks. I think we got a month's worth of Star Force, and we were going to do more. Kirby took precedence just because that was blocking a lot of other stuff that we could do. Like if we were done with Return to Dreamland, we could keep moving once we were done with it. Whereas with Star Force is Star Force. That's not changing. But Star Force is back. We got a couple episodes out of that. We'll have one tomorrow. We have a few more in the can, and then we'll be recording some more in a few weeks. Ouya Ono, we're actually out of episodes right now, so tomorrow we're going to record some more. We are past the newly discovered halfway point. It's a bummer because if we hadn't, rediscovered that there were other games that were on there, we would be down to the last 6, I think. I think there were 6 left that would have been, so we have more. But it's interesting. We all kind of have a good time with the Ouya series just because it's so weird. We have no idea what we're going to get week to week, and it's just this like strange experience where we get to see a wider. The thing that I like about doing this series is there's a part of me that would love to go onto like, was it itch.io, and just discover random new games and try them out. But it is a pain in the ass to be like, oh, it's a downloadable one. Okay, download. Oh, I need weird specs for this. Oh, there's a MacBook only game. Oh, there's a PC. This is just like, all right, whatever games are there, just play them. So there's that. But yeah, so like that's been fun. We are well into that. We got a ways to go still. And we'll see what we record for this week. As for, let's see what else. I'm trying to see if there's any other things that need mentioning. Pokemon Let's Go. We gotta see what the timing is with John for that. And if he can get some episodes recorded, cool. If not, well, itch.io, no. Oh God, it would just be endless. Even if we set parameters down, it would be completely endless. I'd thought about doing some kind of like little mini series. Now, this was an idea from years ago. Doing like mini series each time there's a new Ludum Dare, and just kind of cover either the top games or, depending on how many entrants there were, just do all of them. Same thing goes for the Sage Expo, which is the Sonic. I don't actually know what the name for that is. Sonic something Games Expo. But it's basically just Sonic fan games and stuff and hacks and mods, which are always kind of fun. Thought about doing those once in a while, just because like those also, there are usually fewer of those, which is a nice thing. They also have a competition, so it's easy to like get an idea of like the good versus bad ones. So yeah, those might be things we do down the line. Certainly not while we're doing the same exact thing with Ouya. Ouya Ono will be done before we even put any thought at all into doing something like that, and it's not happening anytime soon. Our big focus on 2020 is like getting through some stuff, getting old stuff done, getting what little I think we have one new thing that we're waiting for, but we need to like wait for more stuff to end before we can entertain it. Are we gonna do some more Mega Man fan games? Yes. Oh, sorry, that's not a question. You're saying we're already going to do that. Yes. There are a few fan games in the Mega Let's Play post-game and such. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, so the focus for this year, we know that we are, if not completely done with, certainly at the very tippy top end of Zelda and Kirby this year. And just kind of looking at the other ones of these. Mega Man will probably not be much further behind Kirby, if it even it'll be behind Kirby, but not by like a significant amount. My goal is by the time we celebrate the D-Pad's 10th birthday, that out of the things we're doing right now, the only stuff that we have that'll still be running will be Sonic, Pokemon Rivals. Actually, around that time we might be taking a break from Rivals just to give ourselves a breather. Or maybe I'll finish Insurgents. I don't know. Sonic, we'll call it Rivals. We'll just have it in there. And Resident Evil. There'll be some. I'd be stunned if we were done with Star Force by then. Even if we get back to a like double time pace that we were at before all this stuff got started. But yeah, we're actually trying to focus on getting the stuff wound down because we have big ideas over the next couple years, and they require more time, and they're a different thing from what we normally do. But they require more space and time and thought and preparation, so we can't really get at that while we're doing the stuff we're doing. So, yes. Twitch. We'll run through this real quick. Project Zomboid. Just been doing those. It seems like that's been a good time, and people are making their way through that. It seems like people are really tuning in for those too. That's definitely good. John's been doing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Those have been doing pretty solid as well. I would watch, but I own 7 Remake, and it's around here somewhere. And I've been trying to see if I can find time to just play it on my own, and I don't want to spoil myself on what the new changes are. I'd rather check that out for myself as I do it. We have Kingdom Hearts. We're back to Kingdom Hearts again. 358 Days Over 2 has started. There will be the upload for that from Tuesday tomorrow. And it's been going well so far. That's probably just like rough estimate. That'll probably be like, I don't know, 8 streams, probably something like that. I think based on how long that game seems to be in like the pay. Actually, it might take longer than that. I guess it depends. It depends on how much you jump forward in time. So maybe more like 10, but somewhere I think like in the 8 to 10 range. The idea ultimately, we're probably going to be playing that. I'll probably be playing that through into sometime in August. That's my guess. Azure Dreams has been pretty nuts. There's been a cool little side following that's been going on from that. Just been attracting the attention of the Azure Dreams fan base. And there's been some cool things going on there that we're going to be highlighting, I guess, over the next couple days. But that'll be cool. It's apparently ending next week. Bummer. I know Jeff was trying to like figure out what to follow it up with. That's a shame that'll be ending, because I know that was kind of a big sort of popular thing going on there. Paper Mario, we're just at the halfway point, I think, because I forget if there's 7 chapters or 8 to Paper Mario, because I forget if it's you get all 7 and then you fight Bowser, or if you fight Bowser as you get the 7th one or something. But so we are around halfway through that. It'll probably be a little bit slower as we go. So we've done 4 streams of that, so I would be willing to bet that we wind up with 8 or 9 of those all together, which means that will also be going until probably late July, early August. So it's 8 chapters. Okay, so yeah, so my guess is August with that one too. Mario and Luigi, we are down to I guess Act 3-ish of the game, so we're probably got another like 2, maybe 3 streams, probably 2 though. So we'll be at that until end of June, maybe the start of July, but I think that'll be there. That one's going pretty well. I really hate how messed up the video quality looks for that, and I think that's got everything to do with that game having its like palette designed for non-backlit Game Boy Advances. There's a lot of like really washed out color palettes and things on Game Boy Advance games, which is a shame. Yeah, we got to get the Beanstar pieces, but I believe that so a lot of those have us going back to areas we've gone to before with new circumstances and new situations that are going on there. So it's like smaller pieces of a story. And I think that's it for Twitch streams. I think that's it for stuff in general right now. But yeah, so one big thing, one less big thing. One thing that I want to throw out there is that our next Patreon hangout is going to be I'm going to get the date wrong. Friday, June 26th, I think. Last Friday of the month. That's going to be our Patreon hangout for the month of June. And originally that was going to be a day that I was not going to be around. We were going to do it the week before, but we are going to be around and we'll do it then. And the bigger thing to mention is that we are going to be, and the other reason that we didn't commit to doing Patreon Hangout a week before ahead of time is we were trying to figure out the dates for it, and we will officially now be doing the D-Pad 9th anniversary stream on Saturday, June 20th. That is the date it will be. We're working out details. We're working out all the stuff to go with it. We have some kind of base fallback ideas, but we want to explore a couple things first. But June 20th will be the D-Pad's 9th anniversary marathon stream. It would have been our birthday stream back in April, but now it's going to be our anniversary. So the nickname I've been giving it lately is the D-Pad's birthday is April 3rd because that's when the first podcast went up. But the D-Pad's anniversary is June 20th because that's when our first video went online. It doesn't matter. They're just two different birthdays basically. But June 20th. I don't know whether we're going to start at midnight or if we're going to start at noon and play through the night. I feel like it's easier for us to start at midnight or very, very early in the morning so that we can actually get some kind of sleep the next day. Also, the day after that is Father's Day. So we would be good to not totally destroy ourselves for that. But yeah, so June 20th. The game has not been determined. We have a couple ideas floating around, but we want to see how things are going to work. We have at least, I believe, 4 of us that are going to be present physically. We may have at least one person doing things remotely. We might actually have 2 people doing things remotely, where we may have some stuff going on multiple sides. But yeah, so that's what's happening. We're figuring out details, but I wanted to make sure that we announced that tonight so people knew about it ahead of time. There will be an announcement on Twitter later tonight or early tomorrow, and then when we have more details figured out, we will talk about it then. I think you can expect the next announcement in the ballpark of June 6th. So I guess that's just next weekend. So yeah, next weekend is probably going to be when we have details kind of ironed out. So I think that's it as far as video stuff goes. Happy to do some Q&A stuff before I peace out. Yeah, it's usually not just me at the end, but everyone's kind of busy. Ben is buried in work. He was basically told oh, you're all set for the weekend once you do this one thing, and then the one thing blew up in his face, and he's been stuck doing it. He warned us that it was going to be an issue at 1 this afternoon, so he's been at it for 8 hours now. Let's see. When is the next D-Pad and Chillin' You? Depending on how things go, we could potentially do one. I was gonna say we could do one on the 21st, but I feel like we're going to be both A, super tired, and B, very tight on time for actual recording. So I don't know if I wanna commit to that. I don't have a definite date down, but I think I can say that we will most likely have one in June. I will make sure that people know about it minimum 3 days ahead of time. More likely we'll have it a week or 2 ahead of time. I know it'd be that night, if anything. It wouldn't be during the day. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that weekend, just for a number of reasons. But yeah, there's a decent chance it could be the weekend after. And then, let's see. We can't do the weekend after that because that's the 4th of July. So I'm going to say tentatively that we might shoot for the 27th. I'm not making that a definite. It's not a definite, but I think that's what we will aim for, and we'll see how it goes. If that doesn't work out, then I will. If that doesn't work out, I can say 80% that the 11th would work. But actually, yeah, no. If that one doesn't work, then we'll do it on the 11th. It'll do when. Oh God, yeah. That's both of those are TBD. Chocolates when we were like actually prepared to get that started, and then all of the COVID stuff happened, and it occurred to both me and Sarah independently, hey, hand making chocolates for people right now may not be the smartest call. Like, we haven't felt sick, but that doesn't mean that we haven't been sick. And that was a thing that we kind of took as like, we should really like wait a little bit. We will there were issues with some of the emails that went out, apparently. Like, something got buried, some of them might have been spam, so I'm going to... And I realized the reason for that was I was sending them from my laptop while I was using NordVPN. Here's my product placement, I guess. And when it comes from weird, IP addresses, Google goes, whoa, that's weird, and, like, throws it into a well. So I'll do it from the PC this time and make sure that people actually get to see their emails and things. And I don't think I got all of them out either, so, like, there's probably people that were missing from that, so... If you get what will be like the fourth email from me, I apologize. I just want to make sure everyone hears from me and everybody is like certain with those. So that'll be... Ooh, I just bumped my heel and Achilles tendon. That's fun. Ow. Yes, there is an Ildu too for the Switch. But yeah, so chocolates, we have to figure out when it is like... feasible, not from this standpoint of like making them. We can do them basically at any time at this point. The problem is like doing it responsibly and making sure we're not like just casually doing something that could be a problem. Like, is it possible that we could do it like with gloves and things? Yes. Why does the current Patreon schedule go to July 8th? It should go further than that. I thought I uploaded one that went much further than that. Oh, wait a minute. No, July, not June. Yeah. Actually, shouldn't that go to like July 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th or something? August 8th. It was so partly because I wanted to get... So... Part of that is a leftover from earlier in the quarantine stuff where we were trying to guesstimate when certain things were going to happen and when we could try to get games back on the schedule. I'm trying to remember if there was a specific reason for that week in particular. Actually, I'm just going to pull it up real quick so I can see, because I think if I see what's on there, that might give me an idea. Let me look at it real quick. That does get like ludicrously long, doesn't it? I really don't remember right now if there was a reason that I had to go out that long. I have... Oh, I remember why. Yeah, because I was looking like, what's the difference in the last... So, this is something... So, anyone who is a patron can get access to our Patreon... exclusive calendar that gives people like a schedule of how far we have things recorded, when you can expect episodes. I usually try to shield it from spoilers of like special things, but generally you have an idea of when you're going to get videos. The reason that I did that was because Let's Go Pikachu, I wanted to have marked off in there as the likeliest spot that we could see John again, because when I made that change to the calendar, it was right after there was the mention that got restated, I guess, that made it seem like Los Angeles was going to be in lockdown until the end of July, which is not quite the case. It's in like a slower, like they're opening slowly over the course of June and July. So that would make the earliest that we could potentially see John be the 3rd of August. Wow, the background is just the right intensity of stuff that like the camera's having trouble and keeps like adjusting for the light. But yeah, so basically the calendar is not going to go past August 8th unless there's some similar reason that it I can't imagine why it would at this point, so you'll probably see the calendar get shorter and shorter over time. Originally it went out to like sometime in July, and then that got extended. I was like, I'm just going to do that. Just because part of it too was like I just didn't want to erase my HTML that I've got in there for Let's Go Pikachu, and rather than like throw it in comments somewhere and put it in there later and blah blah blah, I was like, I'm just gonna draw the calendar out. Anything that's gray is something that's not recorded, but it's also based on like intent. It's like, look, we're planning / hoping to have this going until then, and all of that. So I don't know. And also, yeah, some of them are like super ludicrous. Like, for example, we have Tingle out to 112 episodes on this thing, and I get the sneaking suspicion we won't go that long with it. Same for Azure Dreams, which has it marked out to 20 streams. That's not happening either. Et cetera, et cetera. We actually, the worst part is we had planned on recording it when he was here. And then it was like, all right, we're going to do Kirby. We're going to finish that off. And then we're going to do the last Genesis Mini. And then it was 6 o'clock and Jeff had to go like immediately. And we're like, fuck. Well, okay. But yeah, the schedule is all messed up. It's a huge pain, but we're doing the best we can with it. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other stuff to mention on here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to really that I really have to talk about right now. We will be planning on doing Extra Life later this year also, when that comes around in November. Was it September? November? Oh my god. I think it's November, isn't it? Yeah, November. It looks like the next one is November 7th. So you can expect to see us for that too. I think it'll be the closest we've ever had to marathon streams. And that's still, what, like 4.5 months? That's 4.5 months? I guess that's pretty close. Yeah. Because November to April is... I guess that's also like 4.5 months, isn't it? No, that'd be 5.5 months. That'll be 4.5. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Oh man. Well, we got a room that's not being used, so who knows? Oh man, I also have to get. I think I'm gonna buy some more hue lights and get some standing lamps because the intended effect from these lights. This is a bad example because they're doing like this amber color. I wanted to kind of match the Patreon colors, but like anytime I have a background in for streams and things, I feel like it's barely visible. Same thing on my face where it's like I would like to have some sharp colors, but I would like to not be like entirely drowned out in it. But I don't know. So that might be a thing that is in there. Not to mention, it'd be cool to use for more videos. We used it for the opening of the Shadow video, which used not only red hue lights, but also our new 4K camera, which does so much better in low light conditions than the old camera did. It's nice to be able to shoot in low light without it being ultra mega giga grainy. So we'll definitely be utilizing that more. That'll be fun. I'm actually really excited to use the 4K camera for more stuff in general, but I'm still learning how to use it. I don't want to burn it on anything that'd be like a one-time only thing. I need to figure out, it like died in the middle of something the other day, and that'll be coming up I think this week. And I don't entirely know what. No, it didn't die. It just stopped recording randomly. It didn't have a warning message or anything. It just kind of stopped. And I don't know if it was a heat thing or a battery thing or what, but I'm going to have it plugged in for any long form stuff we do. But yeah, we will hopefully have some cool stuff coming soon. We've actually got some other cool videos planned for that weekend of the 20th. I've got a couple of special videos that I've been saving up. And we will have a bunch of stuff going up on Sunday, the 21st. I would have it go up on the 20th, but we're doing the marathon thing on the 20th, and I don't want to like split that up. So the 21st will be special videos day. That'll be fun. But yeah, I think that's probably about it for me. Yeah, one of these days I'll probably get to Xenoblade Chronicles. I've heard good things. I mean, if, at some point we're gonna need something to replace. Actually, yeah, if we're probably gonna need something not ultra long. I guess we'll need something fairly sizable for Tuesday nights in like 3 months. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. It's kind of one of those things where this equipment is generally not designed to be used with the intensity that we use them. I think part of it is just we wear our equipment into the ground. Most people probably are not wearing through their equipment as fast as we are because they're not using it as much as we are. Oh no, SD Hero. Oh, that's a bummer. I keep losing my train of thought. I'm like so wiped out. This week has drained me, and it was only 4 work days long. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I think part of it too is that the barrier of entry for making videos is very low. The barrier of entry for making videos of a quality where you might have a chance of being seen on a wide scale in 2020 is a lot higher. Like that video that Ben was talking about, the incredibly slow murderer with the amazingly inefficient weapon or whatever it was a 2009 video, and it literally looks like it could have come out like this year. The quality is phenomenal beyond words for a video from 2009. And that would not have been necessary to be popular in 2009. Nowadays, you really need to have like some pristine quality shit if you want to be able to get any like notoriety with it, which is a real bummer. Not to mention, man, I really wish that I had tried getting into this game either back in college or even just a little bit sooner. I guess I graduated in 2010, so I didn't really waste much time after that. But had I gotten into it even a year earlier, who knows, you know? Oh, that's right. Yeah, the high quality. I forget what it even was. You had to add a tag because YouTube didn't like to show it a lot. That's the worst part is some of our older videos from way back in the day are like, they look horrific because there was no reason to upload beyond a certain resolution because YouTube just wasn't going to play it. Nowadays, it's like I upload in 1080p constantly. I'm sure there will be a point where we start uploading in 1440p or 4K or something because that's going to become the new standard. That's part of the reason we got a 4K camera now is A, it gives us way more flexibility when shooting. If I want a 1080p shot, I can zoom in to 200% and lose no clarity whatsoever. But yeah, I used to be a fan of, I don't watch his stuff anymore, but I'm sure I could burn a whole weekend just digging through Raocow for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Raocow was the first Let's Player that I got into, and just Stupid Horse. I'm amazed I don't have a Stupid Horse t-shirt at this point. That was both what got me into Let's Plays and what got me into like weird game hacks and mods and things. Kaizo hacks and the like. And he doesn't like, he does more like just fan hacks in general, I think, than like Kaizo hacks, at least these days. But yeah, I don't know. I would, if I had, it's funny, right? Because like I think everybody who makes like YouTube content has their like list of like, ooh, these would all be fun people to collaborate with. If I had $1 billion or suddenly a lot of notoriety or otherwise like was popular enough for them to give a shit, and there's a lot of probably very predictable names on my list, but one of them would absolutely be Raocow, just because like I don't know, I think that'd be awesome. I think he seems like a really like fun guy. I don't know, but I think that'd be kind of cool. I'm trying to think of who else of off the top of my head who other like people that would be near the top of the list would be. Gerard would absolutely be up there. I think oh my god, I forgot his name. Austin Eruption would be one that's up there. Some call me Johnny. would be up there. I feel like I'd be lying if I said that I wouldn't sacrifice part of my leg to go and hang out with the Game Grumps just because they seem like they have a fucking blast all the time. And there's just numerous others. I would love to do something with Lindsay Ellis or Quentin Reviews or Your Movie Sucks or any of those guys too. But now I'm just rambling about all of that. I don't know. Who knows? I've got some plans for big series and big videos, individual videos that could be big if done right. This is kind of a tangent. It's not really related to that, but oh my God, Red Letter Media. I would throw babies onto a trampoline because it's soft and bounce and they could be safely caught on the other side of it to hang out with Red Letter Media. Even just one of them. It's funny, actually. A more reachable goal. I would love to do some kind of collaboration with the guys from Good Bad or Bad Bad. They seem like a cool pair of guys, and they actually, weirdly enough, got Colin Cunningham, aka Colin from Canada, from Red Letter Media, to do a little cameo in one of their videos, which was kind of neat. But I would love to do a thing with them, but I haven't watched any of the rest of their stuff, so just because Good Bad or Bad Bad is so goddamn good, and they kind of have a formula, and that formula does not include other people actively being involved, but I don't know. Oh my God. Now I'm just who else? One of these days I got to actually manage to organize. I every 2 or 3 years I try to pull together a collaboration with Geek Remix, with Game Face, Max and Lynn, with Born Losers Gaming, with a bunch of those guys, and it just never fully materializes. And I really gotta this would have been the time to do it if we were gonna do a remote thing. I have an idea that I wanted to try for this year, but obviously, not being able to the coronavirus situation has made it entirely untenable for this year. But I might try it for next year as kind of a fun little thing. And it's going to be a litmus test for collaboration style things. But didn't I name? Oh no, It's funny that that it's Brett of the Wild. So we I at my last job we had a D&D session that included my boss's boss was actually the was he the game master? Yeah, he was the game master. And a bunch of us made very silly ass adventurers with silly ass names and silly backstories and things. And mine was this guy who had a lot of animal he was good with animals. He was very good at physically exploring places. Had a pretty decent proficiency with a bunch of weapons, and I had him set up so that he was good with swordplay but could learn some spells and things as well. And I named him Brett of the Wild. So he became Brett, but Brett of the Wild was on my character sheet. Just because why the hell not? But yeah, one of these days there'll be some kind of YouTube collaborative thing. I actually, now that I think about it, I have a script to go over for a collaborative effort probably tomorrow. Actually, I might be recording some things for it. We'll see. Maybe there'll be some good things in the future, though. I've got, like I said, I've got a couple of videos that I'm working on that I hope will be influential in some kind of way. We'll see. It's tough, too. These are videos that I wanted to have out already. Both of the videos that I'm currently are the big ones that I'm working on now, or ones that I wanted to have out before now. And I've been actively chipping away at them, but oh my God, I'm sure everybody's experiencing this to some degree. Someone described it as the entire world is going through PTSD, and I that's both somewhat accurate to an extent and also an oversimplification, and also definitely downplaying actual PTSD. So not a super appropriate thing for it, but comparatively everybody's kind of depressed and sad and isolated and a bit lonely. And it really does at this point, it's been 11 weeks now. I think today is actually, for me, day 80. So 11 weeks and change. And for the first 2 months, it was not horrible. It was just kind of like, all right, I'm going to be at home. I got more time to work on stuff because I don't have to worry about commuting and all that stuff. And that was great. But it really does, after a while, start to impact everything. Like, I've felt my mood just be a lot more dour. I've felt my sleep schedule really drift, which is amazing because I have way fewer super late nights right now than I did 3 months ago. There were fairly routine days where if I knew that I was working from home the next day, there would be nights where I would be up till 3-4 in the morning doing, like, working on stuff. I think I do that about once every 3 or 4 weeks at this point. Prior to all of this, it was like once every week or two. Actually, I think it's less than once a month now. So I've been getting generally more sleep, but I feel like I'm sleeping and resting, more importantly, less. I think I talked about this a bit on Twitter where last year, 2018 into 2019, I was I was depressed for a good chunk of that, and it was frustrating because I didn't really know why. It just really like weighed on me and stuff. And by the end of 2019, I was like, oh my God, I'm finally breaking out of this fucking thing and feeling good. And then New Year's happens, and then a bunch of stuff in January, and then a bunch of stuff in February, and then all of this, and it's just like, oh boy, okay. So I felt shades of that again. Amazingly not nearly as bad as I felt it in like 2018 going into 2019. But there's been piece of it there, and I think everybody's just in a funk, and it's annoying because I want to be more productive because I have more time, and we're making fewer videos. We're making like 50-60% as many videos as we had been before, and yet I find it harder to get through what we've got now than what we had beforehand, and it just weighs on you, and it really just degrades your ability to get shit done. So these are two videos that are really big, and I wanted them out before now, and both of them had like meaningful dates that were before now, but they're not out yet. And that was great. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
Piece of shit garbage work. Hi everyone.
He lives.
Then he getting shot.
Oh my God.
Frame.
There we go. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm on the
Oop, all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
It happens.
It's all good.
We're actually just starting to like kind of wrap up, but I'm sure people will have some more
figured.
stuff to talk about anyway. But
At least I just wanted to try to catch like the
tail,
end.
yeah. Yeah, just talking about how everything kind of sucks a little bit right now, and it's just kind of everyone's mood steadily over the last 3 months has been like Yep.
That's about right.
Yep.
The only good thing is I've been playing a lot more D&D, but
that's not bad.
And I now look like I like come down from the mountains every day.
This is Mountain Ben. Oh my God, the mic is always just like awkward to use one over here. Here we go.
Can you see? You can't even see my beard. Look at
it's kind of dark in there.
Look at that.
There we go. That is a beard and a half. That's pretty goddamn beardy. I think we mentioned in the video for it, but when we finished, when we got the first ending for Tingle, I think we even said like, "Holy shit! Thank God this game is better than the first Tingle game, or we would hate every moment of like
the beard to be feared." Playing
the worst of the two Tingle games during all of this would be literal torture.
I don't want to get too dark.
Yeah,
but I would have resented the D-pad.
I would too. I have to edit that shit afterwards, and some of those.
Okay, door. I'm opening that shit. That's in shot too. What the fuck?
It is right behind me.
We got ghosts.
We got ghosts. Oh man. It's been kind of a windy day.
Everyone calm down. Yeah, it looks like it's like the air. can hear me. The air is so like thick, like it feels like it's gonna like downpour any second right now.
Yeah, I was waiting for it earlier today and it never broke. It just got really windy and I had to shut the windows for a while. I'm like, great, I get to be really warm because otherwise everything in here rattles when it gets windy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Can we get
pump me up 10%?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Pump. It's also, well, it's partly me. I know there's not a ton of time left, and you've probably been going for like an hour and a half at this point, but
Actually, yeah, almost about an hour, 20 minutes.
yeah.
10% more and 90% less. Oh God. But yeah, I think
You guys now get 10% more me
there it is.
for a hot minute here.
Yes. I don't know what else. What else we really? Oh yeah, Mishkis. Mias. Mias Haikias. Mias Haikias says you missed out on all the fun.
Yeah.
That was the spookiest shit. Because all of a sudden the computer just said stuff. And we're like, what?
Yeah, that was wild.
That was so strange. I think that was in Smash Brothers Ultimate Video, like part 99, I think.
Sure.
I think the video was literally called "You Missed Out on All the Fun."
It was so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like all of us were like,
I was kind of like,
did you hear
what?
Like, am I literally going crazy right now? Like that, I thought I was literally going crazy.
Yeah. I thought it was like, oh, I probably got like a spam pop-up or something.
Oh, I thought I finally snapped. I thought it was like, oh, I didn't realize that you could get schizophrenia after you
playing a bunch of Smash Brothers.
No, usually, if you're gonna be schizophrenic, you usually see signs of it pretty in like your like teenage years.
Really?
Yeah, I believe it's pretty rare to start
just suddenly
having it, like later in life. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. See, I also used TeamViewer a lot at the time, and I was like, oh, fuck, did someone get into my computer? Oh, shit. And is now fucking with me. Man.
The hacker man got in.
Oh, hacker man.
What was it exactly? It was some text.
It was a text-to-speech, and we just never disabled it, and just for years, just nobody ever tried
no
it.
one used it?
For literally, like 3-4 years, no one had tried it. And then suddenly it was like...
in the Discord?
It was in Discord, yeah. And it was like, oh, that's... a thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
Whoever that was, I don't recognize them.
It's Michigas. I don't think Michigas hangs out much anymore.
I was going to say, I don't recognize the name at all, which, I mean, I'm not in the Discord all that much anymore either. But
I don't know if I've seen Michigas on in a while.
For some years, people were nice, and then someone.
If I apologize, Michigas, if you're watching, and if you do hang on the Discord, I apologize. I have been present a lot less on the Discord a lot lately, too, just because I've been so frazzled by everything else going on that I can't break away well enough to have like conversations much. Yeah. So soon. I'm looking forward so much to. Right? It is warm. It is warm up here. Why don't we wind this down? We've been at this for about an hour and a half. I think this is a good time to wind it down. We'll see you guys.
So late, everyone.
We'll see you guys for next Hangout, which will be on the 26th. We'll see you guys for the marathon stream, which is on the 20th.
That's almost here.
Yeah, and we will post something. We'll post details about that in the next week or two as we figure out exactly how that's going to work. Thank you guys very much for hanging out, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Oh, I try to make a heart.